Hi everyone, this is Raju from Smart AI Technologies. Welcome back. Today we are going to work on a concept called customer churn analysis and prediction. What is meant by customer churn and why we need to study about the customer churn, that is what is the importance of the customer churn, and the third concept is how we are going to do that. It will be completely coding part. Let us start the session. First part is what is meant by customer churn. We will consider a case study. One is Jio and another one is Airtel. Okay. These two are telecom companies of India. At present, few people are shifting from Jio to Airtel and few people from Airtel to Jio. Both in Jio and Airtel, there are some positive and negative things that are making customers to shift from here to there and there to here. Okay, few of them I will tell you. From Jio, many people are shifting because of bit unstable network in village areas or remote areas. Okay, Jio network is very good in cities, but in some few few villages, the network is somewhat fluctuating. So in that case, whenever the village persons, like wherever the Jio is not good, they are trying to shift from Airtel. That is the case. And when it comes to Airtel, okay, many people from cities or well-built network areas, they are going to Jio because Jio gives good packages, like less amount good packages, and internet is very good. So customers are very satisfied with Jio services. Here, a person who is dropping Jio and taking the Airtel, that we call it as churning or leaving that service. Is leaving Jio, is churning out of that Jio service, and he is going to take the Airtel service. In the same case, whenever the customer, because of some problem, leaving Airtel and joining to Jio service, we call that as churning, customer churning from Airtel side. So why this will happen? Okay, whatever the reasons I told you, they are like very basic problems, but when it comes to telecom churn, that is not the only reason. There are so many parameters that are going to affect that. Okay, in the same case, not only telecom department, it comes to e-commerce and all other services. So when a customer leaves one service and takes another service, okay, we call that is churning from this service and is going to adopt another. So we need to find the main purpose of studying this churning is to predict the future. So if the behavior of that customer, say example Jio, okay, before churning that service, before 2 months, okay, he may not recharge or he may not adopted any service, he left as it is, or like that. Okay, there are some features which are going to help us to predict, okay, is going to churn. So if you are able to predict that is going to churn, you can do something so that you can have him for a long time. So that is the main purpose. Customer is the main key for the any company. So every company try to have that customer, okay, have that customer always with it. And when it comes to why, the main purpose is to retain the customer, okay, reduce the losses, okay, make in-depth improvements or any decisions to be taken in that company based on the customer's interest. Okay, if Airtel or Jio decides to do something, okay, if it don't know whether customer going to accept it or not, if it suddenly takes any decision, there is a possibility that it may profitable sometime, but if it goes into losses, then it will become a problem to bigger companies. So here the main purpose is to avoid the loss, in fact avoid the loss rather than more profitable. Okay, so in that case, studying the churn is the main key. And how you are going to do that? There are so many tools like Power BI and such a things where you can use to analyze the data. Otherwise, if you are good with coding, that's what we are preferring. If you are good with coding, you have analytic skills with a Python, you can build your own analytic stuff and analyze the data and bring out the results. So I prefer go with the coding. When it comes to coding, you will be having so much of freedom to analyze the data and you can bring good insights out of that. So let us start with the coding stuff. Before moving with the coding part, I will show you how the dataset is. This is the dataset that we are using. This is one of the Telecom Churn dataset. So here these are all the features: gender, senior citizen, partner, dependents, tenure, phone service, multiple lines, internet service, online security, online backup, device protection, tech support, stream TV, like this. Okay, it has so many features. Based on that, it will give one most important column, that is churn. Whether at present he churned or not. If it is yes, okay, he churned out of the service. If no, he is continuing the service. Yeah, and there is another column also. We'll discuss about it later. If you want, we can take this as a separate part and we can work on it. That is finding the quality of service. Quality of service is inversely proportional to the churn. If there is good quality of service, okay, then there will be no churn. If you will churn, that means his quality of service is not good. Okay, you can see in the data set. Sometimes even the quality of service is very good, then also some people are churned out. There are special conditions. Anyway, we have this data set. We will start to analyze it using Python. First, we are going to import the libraries that we need. One is NumPy, Seaborn and Pandas. NumPy is actually used to work with arrays and matrices. Seaborn is used to plot the graphs. Pandas is used to import the data set. That is, in our case, I named it as the quality service.csv. Actually, this is one of the Telecom Churn dataset. So I am importing it and I am going to display that. Now df.info will give us the basic information about the data frame. Here we will get to know how many rows are there and how many columns are there. Columns are nothing but the features. So each column, what is the data type? Is it object, is it integer, or is it float? So getting this information at initial stage is very important, because if the data is object, we can't able to, or we will not able to create any machine learning models or like that, because using object data you can't do anything. You should convert that into some numerical data. Okay, we will discuss that later, but our main purpose here is to check how many data types are int and how many data types are object, and what are the number of columns and rows are there. So after that, I am checking for is null.sum. What is the importance of this? Getting null values. If you have any null values, or nulls nothing but the empty values in the data set. For example, here if I take this as a thing, if there are any leaves, if this 18.95 which you can see, if this is removed, then this column will be having one null, that is one empty value. So when I check like that, no column is getting any values, because every column is well filled and the data is complete. If there are any one null, we need to remove that, or we need to replace that with some values. For that there are some techniques. One is say replace with the median, replace with the mode, or replace with the average, or remove that entire row which contains the null value. These are some technique, okay, using which we can handle these null values. But in our case there are no null values, and because of that we are not going to worry about that stuff here more. And then I am going to check the data set, df.add. Few data I am going to display, and I am check whether the data, how the data is, are like that. Okay, this basic visualizing stuff. Then we are going to do it. We are going to use correlation heat map. What this correlation heat map will do? Okay, this correlation heat map will check what are the columns are there, which columns contains int values, integer or float values. It will plot correlation values for that. You can see here. senior citizen, tenure, monthly case changes, quality of service, like this. Okay, these are having the values, that is the integer values. And whenever the two variables from x and y meet, that is the color. That color you can see in the rightmost scale. Okay, if that is lighter, then it's positive. If that is darker, that is negatively correlated. Correlation nothing but, for example, we will take monthly charges with base here only. From x-axis check monthly charges and quality of service. Where they meet, it's somewhat dark, it's not entirely dark. That means that value comes near to 0.4, 0.5. It means monthly charges is more than the quality of service given by the particular telecom company is very good. Okay. The same thing, this is dark, senior citizen and quality of service is very dark. It is very negatively correlated, highly negatively correlated. It means senior citizens are not given good quality from the any telecom department. That particular telecom service which we are analyzing, that is not giving good quality, good service to senior citizen. Then we are checking df dot columns. Here you may get confused, why only these columns? Okay, because all other columns are having object variables, object values, that is they will be just like variables. Once you need to convert them into numerical data and then you go for the correlation of all the variables, you will get bigger heat map. Okay, where you will be having, our main purpose is to get the churn correlation. There you will get, okay, how the churn is correlated with all other variables. So then I am doing df dot columns and I am getting all the possible columns. Then here I am trying to copy that to some other variable, because if some error happens from here, I can trace it till here. Okay, not more than that. Okay, so this is to save the time, First part is I am going to analyze all the columns one by one. What is the data is there, like how the data is distributed. The first thing is I am going to see gender column, and they female and male are there, and how many, that is well balanced. Okay, and in senior citizens, no is more, that is people with no senior citizenship is more than the senior citizenship. Same thing, a person with a partner and no partner, it's almost balanced. Then I am going to see dependents. If a person is having any dependents, based on that the service is going to take will affect. Okay, we'll see how we need to analyze that. And here I am going to plot each columns one by one, and I am going to see how balanced is that and how many types of classes are there in that particular thing. Okay, multiple lines, whether like when it comes to multiple lines, whether they are using multiple lines, yes or no, how many people, or no phone service at all, how many people are there, like this. Once I done with analyzing all the columns one by one graphically, what I will do next is, now I am going to take churn column from the data frame and I am going to convert that into numerical format. So initially the churn was having values yes or no. Now using mapping technique, that is I am going to create a dictionary which maps each variable in that column to some numbers, and I am going to create a new column which will be having entirely numerical data. So that you can see here. In the end, the churn column which created will be having 0 and 1s. 0 nothing but no, yes nothing but 1. So then I am going to plot relational plots using Seaborn. There I will take x value and y values. So when I plot, you can see under x-axis it's about gender and y-axis it's a churn. So what it says, okay, under churn axis the lowest value will be 0, the highest value will be 1 as we mentioned, and in the gender column female and male, you can see that the churn value is reducing when it comes to male. It means that telecom department or telecom data what we have in that, the more people who are getting churned, okay, that is yes 1, it is coming for female. It means females are getting churned out from that service because of some reasons that we are not that much clear why female are getting churned from male, because that will be understood better if you are a part of that company. So what are the features, what are the formalities, or what are the steps they are taking in the service that is making females getting churned out of the service. And then I'm going to plot it for senior citizen and churn. So it says senior citizen is 0 and 1. When it is 1, it means yes. Then senior citizen, if a person is senior citizen, is the possibility of getting churned is more from this service. The same thing happens with partner and churn. Person who is having partner, that is yes, is churning very less, he is leaving that company very less. But the person who is single, or one who is getting that service himself, only for himself, possibility of getting churned is very more. Same thing comes to a dependence. A person with a dependence, no, is churning a lot. Then person is not having a dependence. So the same thing goes with the tenure and even phone service. What happens, how our churning is depending upon phone service, having phone service with that client. If the client is having phone service, the churning is high, actually high. If no, the churning is very low, bit low. Same thing you can check with the internet service. Okay, if fiber optics, if someone is having fiber optics from this telecom company, the churning possibility is very high. Then who is having DSL service? DSL service churning possibility is very less. And online security, where there is online security, the churning is low. Okay, if there is no online security, then that customer is churning, leaving. Okay, leaving possibility is more than 40%. Then online backup, what happens, if online backup is there, then churning is around 20 to 25. If there is no online backup, then churning is nearly 40% or more than 40%. You can check out with a device protection. If there is device protection, churning is less. If not, churning is very high. Tech support, yes, if there is good tech support, okay, then what happens, the churning is 15%. If no, then churning is 45%, more, nearly 45%. It means if tech support is not provided well to customer, that customers are leaving that service. Same thing happens with our streaming TV. There are so many features which I plotted. Okay, I will be providing you the whole code. You just need to message to us with a given number from the description, or you can contact our website. We will be helping you with the code. Okay, we will be providing this code for free. No charges will be applied. Okay, once we are done with all the features, now we need to do feature selection. Okay, till now whatever we are doing, this is all about the analysis. Okay, from each analysis you can come up with a decision. So when it comes to payment method and churn, here you can see this type of payment method, people are churning very less, but electronic and check, the people are churning. Okay, whenever these services are being used, the possibility of customer churning out of the service is more. So what that company should take care of, it should take care of the method of payment. It should reduce, it should scope in giving these things as a main service. Okay, okay, it should concentrate on giving services, and it should change the payment method to these things. Okay, where there is less churning, so it will reduce the churning possibilities. In the same way, when it comes to here, paperless billing and churn, no paper, like paperless billing is no, then churning is very less. If paperless billing is yes, then churning is very high. It means the people customer want security, so they want paper billing. So the company should take care of the billing method. Okay, it should work with paper billing. Same thing you can see under contract and churn. What type of contract people are leaving more? Month to month. If you have a contract with a customer where you should pay month to month, then there is a possibility of churning is more than 2-year contract. That means this company should focus on how to make 2-year contract with the more customers, so that they can withhold the customers who are already there without churning them. so it should take care of that thing. And then comes another possibility where you can say, okay, the churning is somewhat reduced when streaming movies is, yes, it means it should take care of these features or concentrate on making this feature available for all the customers where there is churning possibility is more. So these are all about analysis stuff. So you can bring up multiple answers and multiple options where you can reduce the churning. So once you are done with it, once you done entire analysis, you can go and build machine learning model. For that you need to select the features. Before selecting the features, you need to convert all the columns which are there in object to integer format. For that, what I will do is, there are some columns which are actually int, but they are showing their character as an object. In that case, you can directly use as type and convert them into int. But in some cases, there are some columns which are having object type. So in that case, I am using mapping technique. But there is another way you can do get dummies. But in our case, this is classification model. So I am going with mapping technique, where I am mapping the column data into some numerical data by mapping to particular value to particular number, or using dictionary. You can do this, or you can go with get dummies. If you want me to explain get dummies, let me know in the comment box. Okay, I will explain it, or I will say some content to you. Once I done that, I will convert all the object columns into int, that you can see here. So when all our columns become int, then only you can use that data set for feeding to machine learning models, deep learning models, whatever it is. Okay, first you need to make the entire data set into numerical. I'm dropping this customer ID because it don't matter that much. Like ID is not that much important feature, that I am leaving out. Then I'm going to select the most important features. Okay, these features we call them as input features. So taking, and what is my output feature? That is churn. So I'm taking the input and output, and I'm using train test split library to split the data into training and testing. If you want me to explain more on this train and test split, let me know in comment box, or you can directly chat with us through WhatsApp. We'll be helping you with that. Okay, once we split the whole data set into train and test, we will take here I am going to import some most important libraries which we need to build machine learning model. Once we're done with that, I am going to call machine learning models. Okay, first I will take decision tree classifier, and I am calling that model. I am going to train. For training, what we need training input and training output, xtrain and ytrain. Once we train, we need to know the accuracy and all those stuff. So first we will get predicted value for test data set, and in the end we will create an accuracy score for testing output and predicted values. We will compare them based on the similar values, like that we will get accuracy. Okay, once we compare test output and predicted values, we will get accuracy, and in the same time you can generate classification report. This classification report is actually generated with the help of confusion matrix in the backend. From confusion matrix only you can generate all these sub values. So like this I will apply all other models, some of best classification models: Gaussian naive Bayes, decision tree classifier, SVC, logistic regression, random forest classifier, and XGBoost. So when we go through all of them, you can see the accuracy. Okay, which accuracy is good actually. So here we are getting good accuracy for SVC. Actually in this video we are concentrating on only analysis part, not on machine learning model building. To get good accuracies, we need to do some extra things, like for example PCA, applying PCA to reduce the data. Okay, dimensional reduction, what we say, like that. So that is a one way. Okay, we can apply multiple ways to reduce to reduce the loss or to increase the accuracies. Okay, that I will do. If you comment me in the comment box, if you feel like you are interested in this concept, I will make another video on particularly on increasing the accuracy. Okay, so I will be posting that video too once you comment in the box, and if you support me, I will try to do that also. Okay, this is all about today's video, and we'll meet you in the next video. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and like our channel. Thank you very much.